the quadratic formula. Again, it is the child of completing the square. It comes from completing the square. So, all together on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. X is equal to opposite b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over like a choir of angels. That was beautiful. Yeah, that's good stuff, right? Miss Fleck, why do you say opposite b instead of negative b? It's true, it is a negative b, but in the formula ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, if the middle number is negative, I want you to know that you have to take the opposite of the negative. So you take the opposite of whatever that is. If it's positive, it's negative. If it's negative, then it's going to be positive in the quadratic formula. Yay! Here we go. This formula has already come in handy. Negative b over 2a was used to find the vertex. Yeah, b over 2a was the vertex, wasn't it? Yeah, not the negative part. B over 2a is the vertex. All right. Then this little part right here, this little part, the b squared minus 4ac part over here, this is called the discriminant. Repeat after me, discriminant. Yeah. So the discriminant can be a useful tool because it can tell you the nature of your roots. And now you should be like in a forest somewhere taking a hike through the trees. The nature of your roots, right? Are the roots real or are they in your imagination? Oh, okay. So here's the deal. The only thing that you cannot take the square root of is the square root of a negative number, right? The square root of a negative number is an imaginary number. So if it's a square root of a negative, then the roots will be imaginary roots. Otherwise, you can either have, you'll always have two answers, but you can have one answer that's just the same answer twice, aka the double root. So here's the three scenarios. Okay. Take the b squared minus 4ac, and I know on your notes it says b2. Go ahead and put a little caret up there. It's supposed to be b squared. Sorry. Microsoft Word did not like the way it was typed. Yeah. Okay, so if you just take the b squared minus 4ac part, three things happen. Either that number is bigger than 0, aka positive, right? And if it's positive, you can take the square root. So that means there are two distinct or two different real roots, right? If the stuff inside the square root gives you a 0, what's the square root of 0? 0. So anything plus or minus 0 will just give you the same answer back. True? So there's one real root, aka you will have a double root. Like so. Yeah? Then the last case is if the b squared minus 4ac part is negative, then you'll have two imaginary roots. So always, 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 there will be two answers. There will be two answers. Sometimes the answer could be the same answer twice. Sometimes the same answer could just be in your imagination. But that's okay. That's okay. This is where we talk to imaginary friends. Yeah. Yeah. Why two roots, Miss Flack? Take a look back at this equation, right? What is the highest degree of a quadratic? Squared. 2. It's squared. So 2 is the number of roots you should find. Yay. Okay. All right. Let's practice finding the discriminant. Let's practice finding that discriminant. Okay? It's the b squared minus 4ac part. So we have to set it up in standard form in order for us to recognize the b squared minus 4ac part. Okay. So for example 1, changing that to standard form, we get minus 20x plus 25 equals settle. Yay. What do you see? Kind of numbers. There you go. Is there a GCF? No. I just made you look. Here we go. Yeah. 4 and 20. It could have a GCF, but 25 throws it off, right? So there's no GCF. P.S. If you can reduce the thing by the GCF, as long as the GCF is an X, right? If the GCF is a number, reduce the equation. Make your numbers a lot easier. Okay. So here we go. Waiting for this calculator thing to load. Bless you. Oh, wow, this was a long lesson ago. I have not used this thing. Okay, here we go. So if we compare the b squared minus 4ac part, what's b? Yeah, negative 20 squared minus 4 times 4 times 25. Let's stick that in a calculator. It's not, here we go. So you go negative 20 squared minus 4 times 4 times 25. Literally just write it, type it in the way you see it. Yeah? So the answer is 0. So if the discriminant is 0, how many solutions do I have? One. It's a double root. So there is one real solution. That's it. So, because it says find the value of the discriminant and what's the nature of the roots. So the nature of the roots is one real solution. True? Okay? Let's do it again. Too much? What's up? One real solution. God bless you, Caitlin. Here we go. Yes, no, I like it. So here we go. Let me show you one real solution. Yay? Just on the graph. Caitlin, what's your favorite number? Between 0 and 10. 2? I like 2 also. So I'm going to go x plus 2 and then square it because I know that's going to be a quadratic equation. So my solution is negative 2. True? Because when you poop, it's negative 2. I have to have 2 solutions. So what's going to happen is on the graph, oh, why did you do that? No. Well, it still does it. Here we go. This thing touches negative 2 and only negative 2. So it only touches one spot on the x-axis. That's why it's a one real answer. That's why I go for it. Good stuff? Yes, love. Yeah. Yeah. And it has like, you make it a perfect trinomial. So a perfect trinomial has one solution. Yes. In other words, like if you factor it, let's say, you would get the same factors twice. And so you only have to list down the answers once because there's one real answer, right? Yeah. Yeah, good times. Okay. Here we go. Next one. How did you do that? Talk to me. Okay, so it's and you got 1. Did everybody else get 1? Yeah. And since 1 is bigger than 0, ooh, yeah. So it's 2 distinct real roots. Sweet. Good job, Shreya. Excellent. All right. Okay, enough of this bleep stuff. So here's the deal, right? You got all that calculator stuff on you. The discriminant is what you put into your calculator. Do not put in the square root. Don't put in the square root yet. P.S. I saw in your quiz you left the square root of 8 and the square root of 18, the last two, just as the square root of 8 and the square root of 18. Okay? For now, some of you did. From now on, make sure you reduce those square roots. This is your warning, right? Square root of 8 is 2 root 2. Square root of 18 is 3 root 2. So make sure it's reduced all the way down because you might be able to reduce some more. Yes, love? No decimals. No decimals. Thank you for asking, though. Yeah, no decimals. Oh, yeah. I mean, if that's the case, yes. But, like, for the most part, I like exact answers, right? Yeah. Okay. No, good. Right. All right. Here we go. Radiation ABC. It's easy as 1, -3, -2. Awesome. I'm just going to do it for this problem, and after that, you got to know it. All right. So recognize your ABC. Okay. X is equal to.
Wait, so we have to find A and B and C into the whole.
Yes.
Wait, so which
Yes. It would be 3 because the opposite of -3 is 3. Jasmine, that's hard.
Wait.
All right. The opposite of B. The opposite of -3 is 3. Yes. Plus or minus the square root of -3 squared minus 4, 1, -2, all over 2, 1.
Oh, darn it.
2A, 2A. All right, here we go. So you have 3 plus or minus. Leave the square root. We're going to do that in a second. Hang on. All right. Now, if you like working in your head, you can just solve this in your head. That's 9 plus 8. True? 9 plus 8. If you're not sure how to do it or the numbers are too crazy, all you have to do is type in the discriminant, just the discriminant, into the calculator, not the square root. So you just type in -3 squared minus 4 times 1 times -2. Sweet Caroline. Woo! True. 9 plus 8 is 17, right? Can you simplify the square root of 17? Heavens no! So that's it. That's it. Yeah. I know. No decimals. Exact answers. Exact. That's good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, you just type into your calculator. So you go 3 plus root 17 divided by 2 and 3 minus root 17. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No big deal. All right. Ooh, I like this one. Why? You can reduce by 2. Everything can be divided by 2. So go ahead and divide. If it can be divided equally, go ahead and divide by 2, and we'll reduce this problem. So it's x squared plus 2x equals 15, and then move forward. Now what? Move 15. Yes, girl. Here we go. X squared plus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. Yes. Ready? Sing with me, Adrian. X is equal to, which is? -2 plus or minus the square root of 2 squared minus 4, 1, -15, all over 2, 1. Yeah? Still don't know where we got those numbers? List the ABCs. It's in front of you. Oh, love that song. Here we go. All right. So we got -2 plus or minus root, discriminant, something, something, dark side, something, something. No worries. 64. Yeah, if you type this in discriminant in, you're going to get 64. It's square root of 64. It's it. Yeah, you have to reduce it. Square root of 64 is 8, right?
If you like reduce it, does that mean you have to like divide the actual thing by 2?
Let's do it. Here we go. Why don't you just add the top or subtract top and divide by 2? So the first answer is -2 plus 8 divided by 2, which is 3. And then the second answer would be -2 minus 8 divided by 2, which is -5. So my two answers are 3 and -5.
So that has to have to like reduce it all the way down.
Yeah, especially since the radical was a perfect square. Heavens, yeah. So what does this tell you? You could have factored this puppy. Ah! Ah! Yeah, if they're pretty numbers like that, no roots or anything, could have been factored. Yes, love. Good. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, love. Good job. Absolutely. Which gives you the same answers? Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right. Here we go. Woo!
All right.
Woo! Woo! There is more. Yeah. 7 plus or minus the of negative 7 squared minus 4, 1, 1, information line. All over 2, 1. It's getting a little, Here we go. I swear someone's going to be going, in the middle of SOL, and then they're going to be like, there we go. 7 plus or minus. 49 minus 4 is what that is. 45! 45! I know, you're probably already done. You're probably already done. Right. 45 can be simplified. Amen. If you leave it like this, you might be able to, you're not going to be able to reduce it. There might be another chance there will be at the end, right? So reduce it as much as you can. This is 7 plus or minus 3 root 5 all over 2. Now you ask yourself, can it be reduced? No. Done. Done. That's it. Am I going too fast, too slow, or just right? Just right? Okay. Interesting. Here we go. Is this the good one? This one's boring. Okay. Here we go. So far. What's up? Yeah. Plus or minus. Plus or minus are your two solutions. Because you're either adding 7 to it or subtracting 7. Or subtracting them. Right? Okay, here we go.
Okay, wait, so for this one,
Yes.
you have to divide by like.
Oh, wait, did I go too fast? There it is. Okay. Alright. Here we go. You could do anything. You could do anything. So here's the deal. I like x squared to be positive. I like my a to be positive because, I like positive things. Here we go. In fact, my blood type is B positive, just so you know, in case I pass out. Here we go. So you could divide by -1, or Adrian, how about we just play a little chess and move it around, right? How if we move everything to the other side and it becomes 0 equals x squared minus 14x plus 49. So you could do that too. Whatever. Whatever. You could totally factor it. It's 7 to 7, isn't it? Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. Ready? Practice. I'll show you. Yes, I want to show you something because this is the special one. This, my dear, we know it's 7 to 7. This is the double root. This is the one with one real solution. Let's see it. Let's see it. Here we go. Sing with me, Rebecca. X is equal to 14 plus or minus the square root of -14 minus 4. 49, I think, all over. And what is in that square root? It's a big fat 0. The discriminant is 0, so that's the same thing as adding and subtracting 0, which is the same thing as nothing happens to that 14 divided by 2 is 7. 7 is the final answer. What is that the answer? Yes, love?
Oh, it has to be -7.
Why?
Because B is -14.
B is -14 if you, what do you mean it has to be -7?
It's not.
Where did you get that from?
When we move the thing all the way up.
Yeah. So why does it have to be, why does it have to be -7?
It's not negative.
No. Why would it do that?
When you factor.
Oh, thank you. So the answer is 7, but when you put it back in the factors,
Oh, yeah.
right, it's the opposite. Got it. Thank you. And yep, absolutely. So just going backwards, taking answers. All right. Last one, and then you're on your own. Here we go. It's good? Okay.
Alright, what about this?
Yellow. Yellow. Here we go. Sorry. It's good? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Got it? Okay. All right. Last one. Woo. Here we go. The question is, what happens? No, this is a beautiful conversation. What happens if the A isn't 1? Do you have to slip and slide? No. The formula incorporates the A into it. Right? The A is already in the formula. So, here we go. We do set this equals 0, so it's 5x squared minus 2x minus 2 equals 0. There's no GCF, bloody bloody. All together, x is equal to 2 plus or minus the of minus 4, 5, 2, all over 2, what? Oh, 5. He's right. It's 10. It's 2 times 5. Wow. So fast. Here we go. 2 plus or minus over 10. All right. Which is the discriminant? I don't know. Here we go. Yeah. What is it? It is 44. Sure. That's beautiful. Okay. Here's what I was talking about. Exactly. 44 can be simplified. It can. So it'd be 2 plus or minus 2 root 11 over 10. And you ask yourself, Self, is there a GCF? What is it? It's 2. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Miss Fleck, the 11 can't be divided by 2. No, the 11 is not a whole number, so that's not what's being divided by 2.
So if you divide
It's
by
all of
2,
those.
you divide the outside number by 2.
Yes, right?
Okay.
Everything can be reduced by 2. Okay? In other words, divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 plus or minus. You could put 1 root 11 or just root 11 all over 5. Ta-da.
So it would be plus or minus root 11 over 5.
Yeah. And that's it. Right? All right, you have 15 minutes to do. If you have the evens, just do the evens. If you have the odds, just do the odds. There's only 7 problems that you have to do before you leave today.
I know, always